Well, motors are great fun, so let's try designing some uh, products using motors. That's great fun, this, because you can come up with all sorts of things. Maybe you'll come up with an idea that nobody else has had. Become a millionaire. It's a possibility. So let's have a look at our simple circuit yet again. There it is, switch. And we've got a foam wheel attached to the motor, and the motor's held in the block just to make it easier for us to be able to support it while we have our ideas and add things to it. So what I've done is I've taken that little foam wheel, then I've used some sticky tape. I bet you've all done this before. You just roll the tape, looks, that's the sticky side underneath. Roll the tape towards the middle, then roll the next bit on top of the first bit like that. Stick your fingers together, look, because you've made it double-sided, and then put 4 pieces of double-sided tape like that around the top of the wheel. Right, let's get rid of that one. So now what you do, we can stick things onto there now, you see. So let's take a piece of card and an old CD, draw around the CD, and then you end up with that. Don't forget to draw the center as well. Then take a pair of scissors and cut that out, and that's what you end up with. We've got a circle of card. Try and cut it nice and evenly. It's very fiddly cutting the middle out. You don't really have to cut the middle out, but if you know where the middle is, you can get the wheel fitted perfectly in line with the card wheel, in line with the foam wheel, by looking at the center. So if you look down on that, you can see where you are. So that's a useful thing to be able to do. Let's try and get that right in the middle. Oh, is that just about right there? So I'm holding my fingers underneath, look, when I'm doing that, and pressing it. There we are. Check you've got that gap, because we don't want the whole motor to be pushed down flat, otherwise it isn't going to spin. Let's just check it spins. That's okay. So what's our design challenge? Well, if you can spin something, I think you should be able to make a variety of projects just in simple card and paper. And let's have a look at, can you make a fan for blowing air? So it's got to be able to cool you down by blowing air towards you. Now, what shape would the card have to be if it was a fan? How about this one? A game. Can you think of a game we could play where when you press the switch, it spins something? It's just a white piece of card at the moment. You'll have to think about how to modify that. It spins something, and then it's a sort of fun game you can play. Now you'll have to think what the rules are. What are the rules of the game? Anything else? Could we think of a third thing we can make? Could you possibly make a fan, a game? Could you possibly make a creature which moves? Well, that's a tall order. The third one looks is going to be very difficult, but a fan, that should be okay. A game with rules. Now, what do we normally have in a game to tell you whose turn it is? Turns each, throw there. Could you make something, and it's got to be a completed game with rules so that you can play with your partner, and can you design a creature? Right, there's 3 possible challenges for you, all with the same little electric motor. Oops. Stop working again. There we go. Well, I'm tempted to do this. Look, watch. How did that happen? How did that happen? Right, off you go.